Today on the show, we will be talking wellness with Grant A. Fairbanks, MD from Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery, and we have a little mental health awareness coming at you from Brain Rehab Clinic, some deep sleep tips, also some presents for this guy.
I like presents.
I know. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All this and more happening right here, right now on Talk365TV. Here we go.
Woohoo!
Hey everybody, I'm Holly Love. Welcome to the show once again, and this is the oh so handsome and dashing Mr. Todd Summers.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's nice of you.
Tell us what you've been up to. What's been going on?
Just kind of hunkering down, you know, not doing a whole lot. I've picked up Pickleball.
Oh, so
Recently. It's my new thing.
do you run into Trip? Do you guys have like Sharks Jet Turf War?
No, I would be afraid of Trip, you know.
I know, I
Just
would
because
too.
of, you know, Trip has a cool name. He should be an astronaut.
He
Pretty
does
cool.
sound like he's from like the Mad Men.
Right.
Like, this is Trip Mitchell from, and he actually
Yeah.
sort of, yeah. Well, and Vita, I would never mess with Vita. I would just give her the court for sure.
Right.
Because she's bomb.
Is she?
And beautiful.
I've never met her.
We should all hang out. Maybe we could pickleball.
That'd be fun.
Let's do that. So is this an indoor court that you go to or still outdoor?
It's been outdoor, out in Harriman.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's been a lot
Is
of
it
fun.
busy?
Yeah, we get there early so you can get a court.
Yeah, it's
And
so popular.
As soon as you
One opens up.
people are, can we have it?
Right. On it like white on rice.
Right.
Silvs, we gotta get into that. What else have you been doing? Anything else fun? Movies?
A little bit of movies, a lot of classic movies at home. I've been doing the Netflix, and the Prime Video, you know.
Yes.
A little bit, some kayaking.
Ooh.
What else?
What about paddleboarding?
Utah
Have you done any
football.
of that?
No, that's a little too ambitious for me.
It requires a lot of core strength.
Yeah, and I have no concern for anything healthy.
I don't believe you, because you look great.
Thank you.
You're tan in the middle of winter,
Yeah,
which
I don't
tells me
know
you're just
what's going on.
olive complected.
Well, I'm Italian.
One of the lucky ones, right?
I'm not really Italian. You know that, right?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't.
Silvia, did you know that I'm not Italian?
What are you? Where do the Summers?
Danish and Welsh.
We could be related, and
Right.
then I am also Scandinavian.
Oh.
Is it? Yeah. Red hair. I burn. Not fit for the sunshine, people. But I do hate winter too, so I don't know where I belong.
Right.
Somewhere about 70 degrees.
Perfect.
That world that's just like,
San
if it's
Diego.
69, it's too cold, and if it's 71, Silvs and I are sweating. But don't go anywhere, because coming up next, we've got our wellness news you can use and our wellness minute brought to you by Brain Rehab. We've got some presents for Todd. I'm excited.
I like presents.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got my pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm gonna pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Beep, boop, boop, beep. Are you curious about Talk365TV? Now you can watch us twice daily, Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. and 1 a.m. on Utah's CW30 or anytime online.
Today's wellness news you can use is brought to you by Brain Rehab Deep Sleep.
All right, welcome back to the segment where we tell you the news that you can use.
And it's wellnessy.
And it's wellnessy.
Yeah, and today we are going to deliver because we are bringing mental health awareness to the forefront a little quicker. I'm not sure. I think it's usually in January, February. I could be completely off. It could be in the spring. I'm not sure, but it should be year-round. So we've got some tips.
Yeah.
Some tips and tricks on how to deal with mental illness. Now, these are very, I would say, just good, healthy practices. But we were talking about this the other day because when you actually go in and you do like an AA stint or you do any kind of real like boot camp, anything for excellence, they're kind of the same path.
Yeah.
Because it's basically get your diet in check, get your sleeping in check,
Right.
exercise,
yeah.
and have some kind of meditative and journaling. I would say those are the main top things across the board, from really changing your life or upshifting your life.
Right.
So if you don't feel great,
Right.
you should take a minute and love yourself and find ways to help you feel better. And one of the ways is Brain Rehab Clinic. Now, these guys have a plethora of testing that you can get in there and do to find out whether or not you really have a brain injury, because a brain injury, more often than not, is the actual cause of emotional imbalances and outbursts. That is our biggest, most shocking takeaway from working with Dr. Hatch over the last few years.
Interesting.
That more often when you have the testing that proves a brain injury, you probably also are suffering with symptoms of anxiety, symptoms of sleeplessness, symptoms of depression. These are things that you think are clinical, but when you go and correct the brain, they go away. And one of the biggest things they're on right now is deep sleep. So Todd, how is your sleeping?
It's terrible.
What?
Lately, it really hit.
You have sleep apnea, yes?
I do.
So tell me what's going on.
So it takes me forever to get to sleep.
Okay.
I toss and turn, and because the mask that I wear for sleep apnea, my CPAP machine, makes even more uncomfortable. I have to wait to put it on when I'm about ready to doze off.
Okay.
And then I put it on.
You almost have to trick yourself.
Kind of, yeah. And then I'm okay, and that helps me sleep better.
Right.
But then lately, in the last month, I've been waking up every morning like at 5 or 5:30.
And when is your alarm going off?
7.
So you still needed those like few hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to go to sleep later and see if that helps, earlier to see if that helps. And it's been not good.
So I have the best present for you.
Yeah.
And no matter what time of year it is,
Nice.
this is the perfect gift that you should be giving to everyone you love, because honestly, it's a game changer. But Christine and I wanted, and Dr. Hatch, to give that to you as a
thank
gift.
you.
And
Thank
we
you.
want you to try it for 30
will.
days.
Okay.
And then come back and report, because so
Okay.
far, I have not missed anyone in swinging with deep sleep.
Okay.
There's been no swing and a miss. I said that backwards. I dyslexiaed an actual saying. It really is so amazing. So I'm excited that you're going to try it. So along with all of the tips and tricks that we were sharing on ways that you can feel better this time of year, definitely sleep is the top of the list. And beyond the things you can do at home, we'd recommend that you get into Brain Rehab Clinic, where you can have the testing done. And if you don't take my word for it, listen to what Peggy Ayers has to say. She's going to tell you all about how it helped her family get better through healing the brain.
I promise you, if you're out there searching and you just think, I don't even have faith in the medical field anymore because one person tells me this thing and then I go to another doctor and they tell me another. It's just such peace of mind to know that even if you feel like you've exercised all the options out there, that there's one more out there that you might have missed. And this is your chance. Hi, my name is Peggy Ayers. I met Dr. Hatch about 4 years ago, and he is my go-to when I think, what am I gonna do? About 3 months ago, I woke up in the middle of the night and I visited the restroom and I laid back down in bed and my whole room started spinning. I was really nervous. Was I having a stroke? I didn't know what was going on. It turned out to be vertigo, so the next step, come to Dr. Hatch. He was able to do some balancing tests and put on some eye goggles and record my pupils and what was going on there. And then going home and using those exercises and reprogramming my brain, it was so liberating to know, like, that's not the rest of my life. I'm back to normal. I'm driving, I'm doing my shifts at the hospital, I'm chaplaining in hospice and the patients, and I'm back to my normal self. Another experience, recently he helped me with a strained ligament in my foot, and he turned me onto the MagnaWave. I've had so many surgeries, my body is so resistant to the process, and I thought I cannot go through another surgery. So I've had 3 treatments of the MagnaWave, and I'm telling you, it has helped me on numerous levels. So I'm so grateful that there's these techniques, and he has this advanced technology where other places may just send you in for a CAT scan, an MRI that's going to cost you how much? And after I saw the difference in me, of course, as a mother of 2, I told my family about it. And my kids have had head trauma. And we had a son, his senior year in high school, that everything seemed to just pile on. And I've heard that. The last 6 months of your senior year can just be literal hell, and it was. He attempted a suicide, and 4 days in ICU, and it was miserable. I had the feeling, let's get him into Dr. Hatch. And soon enough, the office was able to get us in after he'd been stabilized and in a hospital setting. And what was so beautiful was watching how Dr. Hatch has the ability to take maybe what they think is the ugliest scenario they could present. And here's this young man, senior year, feels like lesson 0. And Dr. Hatch embraces him in all of his brokenness and finds the breadcrumbs back to where all of this started. I watched over a period of 1.5 years of seeing my son start to blossom again. So much that I ended up bringing our daughter here as well. And I have watched him champion on my 2 children when they have felt helpless, that they are going to be stuck and imprisoned in an ADHD brain, or because they're so embarrassed to go out in the world again. Dr. Hatch becomes your cheerleader. You will see the effects as you leave. They might be little and they might shift it a little at a time, but that's true healing. I give you my full pledge as a mother and for myself of what Dr. Hatch has done. And I promise you, if you're out there searching and you just think, I don't even have faith in the medical field anymore because one person tells me this thing and then I go to another doctor and they tell me another. It's just such peace of mind to know that even if you feel like you've exercised all of the options out there, that there's one more out there that you might have missed. And this is your chance. Dr. Hatch has the ability, he has the tool belt to pull out all different kinds of measurements and tests and techniques that are harmless, and they're effective, and it doesn't take forever. Invest in yourself, invest in your family. You won't regret it.
I owe the IRS $10,000 in back taxes, and now I'm being threatened with wage garnishment.
The state says that I owe them back taxes, and now they're going to seize my property.
At the offices of Tax Alliance, we hear stories like these all the time of people just like you who are burdened with tax debt they just can't get away from. At Tax Alliance, we're not here to judge you, we're here to help you get a fresh start. Call Tax Alliance, your tax resolution solution, right now for a no-obligation consultation.
For the time of your life, watch Talk365TV twice daily on Utah's CW30 or anytime online. Talk365TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery.
Welcome back, everybody. Again, I am Holly Love, and that is Todd Summers.
Hi.
and you are watching Talk365 TV. We are about ready to talk some wellness.
Yeah,
It's
let's
a
do
whole
it.
wellness theme. Talking wellness, wellness minutes, wellness news you can use. We got it all.
Yeah.
It's all happening.
If it's got wellness in it,
You're probably watching our show.
we're talking about it.
So today we are talking wellness with Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks from Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery. Now, first and foremost, Dr. Fairbanks is an artist. He was a fourth-generation Utah artist. He wanted to be an artist, and then he decided to put his talents and skills into plastic surgery because that's what his dad had done. And he just has this revolutionary approach that includes advanced surgical skills with advanced artistic skills, and his results are just beautiful, natural-looking results every time. And his facelift is something special to behold. I have to tell you, he does everything well. All of the ones that you know you are interested in having, from breast augmentation to rhinoplasty to tummy tucks, neck lifts, all of these things. But facelift for him is something that I'm just amazed at, and here's why. So there's 3 types of facelift, if you didn't know, and the first 2 are sort of what facelift started out being, and it's more at the surface. That is not the procedure he does. He does what is called a deep plane facelift. He's able to do all of it, and actually a custom version of all the facelift combinations. There's an intermediate one, but the deep plane is where they go deep enough that the result is just natural looking, and it's literally setting the clock back by 10 years.
Yeah.
I was showing Todd some of the before and afters. There was one lady I know right now, we were talking ages to go get it done, and she was early 40s. And mostly because she had gained weight, lost weight, and so had a lot of just stretched out skin. And they were going to do a neck lift. Now, the neck lift is actually really phenomenal. A lot of 30-year-olds will do this from weight gain, weight loss. And it's pretty amazing how it will just instantly give you this beautiful jawline back that you thought you could never have. And sometimes it's genetic that you get that chin.
Yeah, the pictures you were showing me were amazing. You know, honestly, I'll be honest with you. When I used to think about having procedures done, plastic surgery, facelifts, things like that, I thought, oh, you know, just be you. We all age, you know. But then a friend of mine told me, if you can go in and have a procedure and it makes you feel better about yourself, what's wrong with that?
Right. So we're talking wellness, we're talking mental health awareness, and the reason this ties in is how you feel about yourself is huge, and how you feel on the outside is also huge. And that's something you shouldn't discredit. And I think with things like mommy makeovers and things that have to do with reconstructive surgery, you shouldn't deprive yourself. So we're going to talk all about facelifts, and he's going to tell you how for a limited time you can set up a free consultation. Here you go.
Today's Talk365 TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Fairbanks Art of Plastic Surgery with wellness team expert Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Talking Wellness series. I'm Holly Love, and today we are back with our wellness team expert, Dr. Grant A. Fairbanks, to tell you all about facelifts. Hi, Dr. Fairbanks, how are you?
Hello, Holly. I'm doing well, thank you.
So we are talking facelifts today because there are a number of things to consider on any procedure that you might be wanting to undertake. Number 1 is timing, and number 2 is knowing all of your options and recovery, because that's obviously going to play into your work life and your schedule, because arming yourself with as much information as humanly possible when considering a surgery like this is probably the best thing you can do. And there are a lot of different ways to approach a facelift.
You're correct. There are a couple of factors to consider. With timing, this procedure can be done all year round. However, there are certain people that have schedules that allow them to come in only at certain times of the year. For example, many people want to have it done, say, in the winter or the early spring, and that way it doesn't interfere with their summer activities. There are people where their jobs won't let them do it until a certain time, such as spring break or summer break. So it really all depends on the patient and their agenda.
Well, I would like to break down the different ways to approach a facelift so that people can really understand, because each one really brings about a different result.
You're correct. There are different types of facelifts. So the original facelift was a simple skin lift, just lifting up the skin up and over. And then there are the intermediate or standard lifts, which is pretty much standard care across the country. And then we decided to go even deeper, and that's called a deep plane facelift. And that goes down into a second layer and past what we call the release zones, so at that point you can really see the pull, and delivers a more natural and longer lasting result. With a facelift, What's really important is the pull, the direction of pull. You don't want to be stretched and strange. You don't want to look like everything is just going straight up.
Right.
You want to make sure that it's a natural looking facelift.
Let's talk about your approach, because you combine 17 years in this industry. You combine your artistic skill with advanced surgical skills, and you've got a real custom version of all of those. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So the facelifts I offer are dependent upon the patient, and that's why the evaluation is very important, and to understand what the patient's goal is. So we can go all the way from the deep plane facelift, which is essentially a double layer and going deeper, going further, and having a more youthful appearance, to a simple skin lift, which is good for some people, and maybe that's all they need. So it really depends on what the patient needs and what the patient wants.
I think facelift, more than any other procedure, it needs to look natural. Nobody wants to look done. Like we were talking about before, you want to have people just be like, have you been sleeping better? Have you lost weight? Are you in love? Correct. Like, why are you glowing? Those are the responses that you get from your facelifts, but
correct.
I think we've all seen one that looks very fake and very scary, and that natural result is the most important thing, especially in this procedure. So
That's
understanding
correct.
what the different types of facelifts deliver in the end is really important.
That's correct.
What about ages? Is there a specific age that you recommend to come in and start having this conversation, or is that a preference too?
Well, the typical age that we see facelift patients coming in is usually 50s, 60s, sometimes early 70s. We've seen them as early as late 30s, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting. The patients that we've done at a younger age tend to have more lax skin at a younger age.
Wow.
And then there are the patients who say, you know what, I'm looking older, but I feel younger because I exercise and I want my face to match the rest of my body.
Right.
And those are the other people that will come in for the facelift.
Let's talk recovery. How many days? Because this isn't something like you can go and get done on your lunchtime. There's going to be a little bit of recovery.
It always takes time. If you want to have a good result with safety, less swelling, less bruising, it takes a little more time. I tell people to take at least 2 weeks off from work. People who come in from out of town will get back on airplanes to go home at 10 to 14 days. It's about then that most of the swelling and bruising has gone down, and sometimes needs to be concealed with a little bit of makeup. Then I tell people to avoid any strenuous activities, any aerobic exercise for at least 6 weeks. After that, you can do anything you want. And that's how quickly the swelling and bruising has gone down, so that they're better off in public again.
And you look relatively back to normal, like the swelling. I know swelling takes a really long time to
Yes.
completely go away.
Typically, I tell people, wait for 3 months. After 3 months, you can pretty much tell what your facelift is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the scars will always be pink for the first few months.
Mm-hmm.
They start to fade, and it usually takes a full year for the scars to completely fade.
Okay. And what about the bruising? How long does that take?
If there's bruising, and sometimes there's more than others, 2-3 weeks.
Okay.
Fortunately, that can be covered up with some makeup, and so it's actually a fairly well accepted thing.
So if people are interested in getting this done, what is the best way to get a hold of you, and what is the next step?
They can go to the website at fairbanksmd.com. There you can find an online consultation and get as much information as you'd like. And for a limited time, you can book a free consultation. Just put in promo code Talk365TV.
Thank you for that so much. So for our viewers, he's agreed to extend his offer to do a free consultation if you enter promo code Talk365TV when booking online at fairbanksmd.com, which is huge. He spends a lot of time drawing, sketching, bringing his artistic skill, his medical knowledge, answering all of your questions. Probably over a $200 value that you're saving by entering that promo code, or let them know that you saw the spot today, and then get in here, because knowing and being able to have your questions answered will be half the battle at making the decision and moving forward, and then, you know, leading your best life, which is what we want for everybody.
That's correct.
Well, Dr. Fairbanks, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
The pleasure's mine. Thank you.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Talk365 TV right after this.
Hello. Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got my pillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned. I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow, and to thank you for your support, I'm gonna pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com right now to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you can get my premium MyPillows, regularly $69.98, now just $29.98, the lowest price ever.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Talk365TV is proud to announce their new studio home, Ignite Studios, for all your video needs.
All right, Todd, what do you think?
Pretty interesting stuff. And it seems like it's becoming less and less invasive to have procedures done.
Yep.
And so why not? You know, especially if you can afford it,
Yep.
go for it. If it makes you happy, do it.
I'm huge in agreement, mainly because, you know, people who have it just really weigh on them. Like their whole life, it's something that really, really bothers them about. Or maybe even their whole adult life, because it's something, again, to do with after you've nursed 8 babies and you've got things that just don't bounce back.
Bounce. Or bounce at all.
Yes. So you just need some help in that area. You should.
Yeah.
It should 100%. Why not? I agree so much. What about deep sleep and you going into brain rehab? Because you did mention you played a little hockey, and 30 years is within the window that we're talking that you would have had a concussion.
Yeah. This would have been, I want to say, 87. And I was playing in a summer league here in Bountiful. And went head-to-head with a guy along the boards. Neither of us saw it coming. And I saw stars. I mean, it was, I had a helmet on.
Right.
And so I was protected a little bit, but man, I saw stars. And we both went down and got back up, and I remember feeling a little dizzy for a while. But back then, nobody talked about concussion. I'm very interested. I think it'd be fun to go down and
but at very minimum, we got a little deep sleep
Oh,
happening.
I'm excited for that.
And a little teaser alert. We are going to be talking movies again because there are movies in the world to talk about.
Finally.
So we will invite you to look for those and definitely check out all of our wellness segments and everything on YouTube because it's all living there. If you want to learn more about Todd and how amazing he is, he's all over our YouTube channel. And hopefully 2022, we're going to have some more movies happening, more normal, more events maybe even.
I think so.
Which will mean more Todd and Holly and more fun.
Yes.
Which is all we can ask for. Todd, you're the best. Bye. We nailed it. Have a wonderful day, people.
Thanks for joining us.